So, you're probably wondering why a well-respected millionaire would turn his successful spa and hotel and a chain of nightclubs into a wrestling federation. For me to tell you that, I'm gonna have to take you way back to the glory days. Back when we wrestled in gyms, you know, way before Clive was crushing people. Believe it or not, Clive was a completely different person back then. And we had quite the feud back in UBW, the Bebo days, the Bebo era, if you will, Ultimate Bebo Wrestling. And yeah, me and Clive battled quite a few times going for championships, and I was in a good position at UBW. I was holding the UBW World Championship as well as the UBW Tag Team Championship with my brother Kurt Skull. Things were going well, and I had dreams of one day becoming a WWE superstar. I mean, you can see all the WWE flags in the background. A lot of inspiration there. And UBW was sort of a platform where you could get found by CDW, which was the biggest federation in Bebo. But the only ways that CDW would really look at you and take you seriously is if you held the UBW World Championship for at least 3 months. That was my plan. And like I said, I felt on top of the world at this moment in time. Nothing was going wrong for me. I wasn't quite ready. I was young and I was full of it, but I don't think I had the stamina, but a stop sign straight to the face of Clive there. And this match was one for the ages. We took it everywhere. The gymnasium was fully covered by the end of it. There was blood droplets all over the floor. People were just going crazy in the stands, and it definitely multiplied the fame for UBW. It put us on the map a little bit, and that was my plan. I wanted to try and take this federation a little further and show people that, yeah, maybe I am just some millionaire dude that runs businesses and doesn't really know how to wrestle, but I'm here now and I'm going to give it my all. And that was the plan. And yeah, as you can see on this spot, I had to stand up. I had to do everything. The fans needed it. They didn't really see this as such a nasty spot in a tiny federation like this. It wasn't seen much, but I took it and done the little Shane McMahon, because Shane McMahon was actually quite an OG at doing crazy spots around that time, Hell in a Cells, and I looked up to him, so a little nod to him. And rearranging furniture, and the plan for this match was to just try and make sure that everyone knew who I was. I wasn't just a guy who got UBW championship for a day. I'm a guy that's going to hold this championship, and here's the famous Skull Crushers, where the name Skull came from originally. Me and my brother, absolutely brutal with those Skull Crushers. Consistency was key, trying to wear down the opponent and trying to cause brain damage. I mean, I was a very nasty guy back in the day. I didn't really care for people or, you know, the future impact certain moves or certain spots would have on people in the long run. I was just pretty crazy and always out of it, doing what I could. But the thing, like I said, I don't think I was ready. The problem I had was I was always so focused on trying to get the craziest spots, trying to get the fans to absolutely love me, that I didn't really have it in the bag. And this is where corruption started for me. This is where the problems with UBW became apparent, because as you can see, there was a clear tap out, but the referee didn't see a single thing. The referee didn't even end the match, and I was furious. I got the bat and I just started going crazy. I saw red. I wasn't thinking, you know, strategically. I was just going absolutely crazy. I was so angry at this point, and all of my morals and everything I trained for sort of just went out the window, and I felt that Clive had a one-up on me here, and obviously, as you can see, about to be put through a table of my own. And like I said, I didn't have the agility, the strength to go through tables back then. After that one spot, I was pretty much done, and it was Clive's to win, you know, and I just knew at that moment in time I was in a lot of trouble. And the only way for me to come back from this now is to sort of snap out of the anger, try calm down and get myself back in this. But it was so hard. Clive, like I said, an absolute weapon back in the day, still a weapon now, but he knew, I think, he saw that weakness in my eyes, he saw a moment, went for the cover, and potentially calling it really quick there, but luckily getting a kick out just at the right time. But as you can see, Clive was completely on top of me at this moment in time, and it was just sort of allowing it to happen, really. It was sad. There was tables everywhere though, and the fans, that was the main thing about this match. The fans had an absolute field day. You know, they didn't expect to come and see tables people thrown throughout the gymnasium, blood everywhere. And yeah, like I said, Clive absolutely dominating at this point. There wasn't really much I could do. He was looking springboard. I managed to get out of it there, but I knew, and you do know, loads of wrestlers will tell you, you know when your time's up. And at this moment, I just saw red, and a different kind of red. Like I was dying, and yeah, I mean, as you can see, Clive won the championship, and that definitely hurt me. And there you go. Obviously, it took me a while to get over that, but a month later, came back a little darker, came back with a mask. People wasn't really sure because I was always such a face before and looking a little more heel now. And as you can see, Clive looking a little different, but the feud was certainly not over yet. We still wanted to hurt each other as much as we could. The UBW Championship back on the line, my rematch clause. And was I going to be able to do it? Who knows? We just absolutely went crazy. And as you can see, the trademark headbutts, and the aim of the game here, ladder, so I could have just simply climbed up. And to be honest, this was my moment. I should have got the championship straight away. But like I said, I wasn't ready back then. I was just so focused on causing pain. I didn't really think of the aim of the game and the finish line, if you will. I was just so focused on trying to be as crazy as I could and put my name on the map, I suppose, to progress to bigger federations. And as you can see, yeah, just trying to cause as much pain as I could. I really wanted to hurt his back. Back's obviously making it hard to climb, but here we were on top of the ladder, and I lost my balance just for a moment, and Clive saw an opportunity, threw me off, and I really thought that this was it. And Clive sort of took a leaf out of my book. You know, he could have got the championship, he could have retained, but decided to try and cause even more impact. And at the end of the day, I actually won that match. We were 1-1. I got my championship back, and things were looking good for that.
Here's your winner, and new action, World Heavyweight Champion, the Psycho, SMOKY.
And now we're moving on to UBW's WCW Tribute Night, and this was when everything was important. There were so many scouts here, scouts from the WWE, scouts from ECW, scouts from CZW, scouts from all over the world really, and I was trying to put my name out there. I brought Kirst alongside with me, and as you can see, I was absolutely shocked to see what happened. Kirst saving Clive, and it's even hard to watch now. I was just absolutely shocked at what happened. Betrayal. I brought Kirst with me because I wanted to help Kirst, and this is how he paid me, and end of the day, Clive won. I was honestly shocked. I wasn't even upset about the title. I wasn't upset about the scouts. I was upset about the betrayal. I couldn't believe that my brother, the guy that I grew up with, you know, learned how to ride bikes with, learned how to swim with, my brother, my family, my blood, and I just felt so dishonoured, so disrespected, and Clive taking chair shots to me, really trying to end my days. They didn't like me. They didn't like the fact that I was a millionaire. They didn't like the fact that I was successful. Kirst never liked that. And he was trying to show me I didn't belong in wrestling. This wasn't my sport. And yeah, like I said, it's hard to watch, but the betrayal here was disgusting, and it was really hard to try and pick myself up, and I honestly thought I was done forever. I got a call, probably the greatest call that I've ever had in my life. It was from UBW manager Aaron Destiny, and he said to me, "I will give you the match Hell in a Cell against Kirst Skull. I will give you it as long as you come back." And I only saw one way that was going to end. I really wanted to make sure that, yeah, maybe I wasn't a fighter, maybe I wasn't good at doing 20-minute matches, maybe I was there to only entertain fans and do crazy spots, but that doesn't make me weak. That makes me far from weak, and I was there to show everybody that I was no one to be messed with. The Hell in a Cell, in the gymnasium, UBW. This is probably the biggest match. Two brothers going in at each other. Something that has pretty much been in the making since the beginning, but no one knew if it was going to happen with us two. Very, very tight. It was quite surprising that he would even go behind my back. I wasn't surprised, but there you go, a completely new man. The birth of Red Skull. Smoky Cheese, they still called him, but Red Skull looking a little different, looking even more crazy, and people wasn't really sure about what to expect. This was 6 months after I wrestled before. I closed my businesses down, all my nightclubs were shut, all of my spas, all of my hotels shut. Renovations for something in the future that I was going to announce, but there was no chance that I was going to let UBW take my title from me. No, I was going to come back in the ring, and there's only one person I wanted to fight, and that man was cursed. However, the only way I agreed to come back is if I got my UBW championship back, because technically I won that match, and Cursed Skull made that match a disqualification. I should have got the championship, and I got it back. I was back in UBW, but I didn't care. I really didn't care about the championship. It was all a gimmick. The only thing I cared about was causing damage, and there was tables everywhere, and as you can see, I threw him through a cell, through a table, and that was not only... there was only one table there, and I saw another table, I saw another chance, took him back onto the top of the cell, done one of my favourite moves from WWE, the F5, through a cell, and another table. The match was called off and Cursed was carried out. Was I satisfied? I was completely satisfied. I still watch this recording from a fan 25 times a day. I brush my teeth to this recording. And like I said, I sold my businesses, so it was time to create my own federation.